3, 2, 1. Okay, what's going on, everybody? This is the Two Guys and One podcast with Cotter and Lau.
What's up?
What's going on? This is Lau. I'm Cotter. And this is just a podcast about whatever we want to talk about, whatever is on our mind, or whatever topics come up during. And I think it should be a good time for everybody. So I think we should get started. I wanted to bring up the fact that Dick Miller died at 90 on January 30th.
Dick Miller.
If you don't know who Dick Miller is, he was in the movie Gremlins, Piranha, Terminator. I didn't know who he was in Terminator, and we had to look up that he was the pawn shop guy where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets his gun in the original Terminator. I did not know this.
He's got a cameo.
Yes, he has a few seconds. Most of these movies, actually, what I noticed was he's just a small part of them.
Most of the time. But
he's not a very big part in any of his films.
But he's just one of those people that you just look at and it's like, that just looks like a really nice fucking guy. Like,
yeah.
You want to sit and have drinks with him. And
yeah, he's always in really good movies, too. He was also in Small Soldiers and Little Shop of Horrors. There's a lot of Little Shop of Horrors, so I don't know which one that is. I know there's one with Rick Moranis, and there's one with Jack Nicholson.
Rick Moranis.
So he may be in the one with Jack Nicholson, I would say.
Probably so. I don't remember.
No, I don't know. It could be either one of those. I'd have to look into it further. But a fun fact was he was born in the Bronx on Christmas, 1928. That was interesting. And even more interesting, he served in the Navy. That's pretty epic.
So he's also a super badass.
Yeah. He's a badass actor / soldier. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's legitimate. Okay, moving on to the main topic, which is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is by far one of Rockstar's, what would you even call that?
I think it's even more than by far. I think it is the best release title that they have right now.
It's up there with Grand Theft Auto 5. I would say that because I think people forget what Grand Theft Auto 5 did, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For the time.
Oh, they do.
Because, Grand Theft Auto 5, you were telling me the numbers earlier. It's amazing.
It's insane. It is it is the highest grossing game to date based on its microtransactions because it just keeps grossing. So it just doesn't,
They sell the shark cards.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money on the shark cards. Interesting. We tried to get the amount of money that Rockstar has made off the gold bar sales since they've added the gold bars to online. We could not find that information
anywhere. If anyone can somehow track that down, because I did give it some time.
Yeah, if you can find that information, comment below. That would be great because I thought that was interesting because the shark cards, they make a lot of money. I know that. They make a lot of money. That's where Rockstar gets a lot of their money right now from is Grand Theft Auto Online.
Exactly. And that's why all the DLCs are free. All the DLCs...
Yeah.
I noticed that, yeah. Same thing with Red Dead Redemption as well online. All the DLCs are free. All you have to do is have the space to download them, Absolutely. Which is cool. Which is why I'm in the middle of the shark cards and gold bars situation because it's people can pay to win, but at the same time, if they didn't, we wouldn't, have crazy awesome heists on GTA and
for free. Yeah, I noticed that, and I didn't really correlate the two, and that's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Is situation for that. Anyway, the main topic being Red Dead 2, and we wanted to talk about Red Dead 2 because we're both frequent players of it, and we've had some interesting ventures. I've only been playing for probably a few weeks, not very long.
About 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weeks. I haven't had the game very long. I'm probably 75% through the story mode, and I can tell you right now, I play a lot of video games. That's one of the best ones I've ever played. Hands down, as far as story, graphics,
absolutely amazing at every single turn,
every aspect.
And I'm not even a fan of the Wild West and cowboy shit and all that.
Did you play the original Red Dead?
No, Red Dead Revolver. No.
Did you play Red Dead Redemption?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to play Red Dead Revolver after I played Red Dead Redemption, and big difference. It wasn't even as good as Gun, I didn't think. It was kind of...
It was worse than Gun.
Right.
Red Dead Revolver, graphic-wise, worse than Gun. I have played
Gun was good, yeah.
Enjoyed that game. Excellent cowboy game.
Yeah. For the time, it was amazing.
I didn't fall in love with that whole genre until Red Dead Redemption. When I put in the beautiful role. And even when you look at videos for Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, it is so night and day.
Yeah.
That it's ridiculous. Like, you can't help it. You love the game, but you're sitting there giggling. Like, you can't.
If anybody out there has played the game, the opening to the story, you start in the mountains. You start in the snow. And there's a scene where you get through this prologue of story, and you're going up a mountain, and the sun is coming up. The whole game's been snowy up until this point, which is a good, probably hour, opening to the game. It's amazing how big this game is. And you're going up the hill in a wagon, and you see the snow melting as you drive down. It's that incredible. Intense. The weather systems are fucking amazing. You can see lightning strikes everywhere. The lightning looks real. It can strike beside you. It can hit you.
And not only in its striking, as it moves through the clouds, as you see in real life.
You can see the lighting through the clouds, the top of the clouds.
I mean,
the wind blows debris, dirt, and leaves across the screen. It's amazing. It gets foggy. There's a lot of aspects to this game that are really cool. That's why we thought it would be a good topic to talk about it. And we play it a lot. Unfortunately, we just ran into an incident with another player. I won't say names, but just be careful with who you're playing with out there.
Yeah.
You never know who's behind the mic, man.
That's true.
A lot of weird and strange people out there. Bad people. And then there's some really cool people. So, I mean,
there is a balance.
Have open arms, but then know when to close them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think what we're realizing is it's pretty much the same. Meeting somebody over a headset is basically, I mean, you end up with the same result anyway, although the process is different than going up to somebody in real life and talking to them. It's always a roll of the dice. You never know. I never knew Jeff would hurt a fly, and
that's
now
what
his
you
whole
always
family's
hear.
dead.
Yeah,
you
always hear the guy sitting there. He was a love. We were talking about that earlier with John Wayne Gacy and other serial killers. How they're sometimes loved in the community, and people would never suspect that person of doing it. So you got to really be careful with people, because people are strange, man. Not to quote The Doors, old Jim Morrison.
Faces come out of the rain.
That was a great movie. Anyway, back to Red Dead. Gosh. Honestly, I think I like the story to Red Dead more
than Red Dead
Redemption 2. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is amazing. But it's only adding to the original story they have set in Red Dead. So when I played Red Dead, and, spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't played Red Dead, a lot of people have already beaten it and everything and know what happens. The main character, John Marston, dies at the end. And it's a great story point, and it's very emotional if you got into the story and if you get into the characters. Like, I get into the characters of games if it's really good. Like Far Cry was even really good, but not as good as this. This has real connection, I feel. And so he dies at the end, and then the kid, what's his name? Oh gosh,
Jack.
Yep, because he's in Red Dead 2. Jack grows up, and you can finish the rest of the side missions, and you can play the rest of the map. So the game technically never ends. It's just you get to do whatever you want after you beat the main story. And you get to play as Jack, and you get to go kill the man who shot your father. And it's a very emotional game, and I thought that it gripped me. A lot like Fallout 3. If you've ever played Fallout 3, have you played Fallout 3, Lau?
Never.
Let me tell you something. Because of Fallout 4 and all the other Fallout New Vegas, all the ones after Fallout 3, it's going to be hard to say you should go play Fallout 3 because of the graphics are a little behind. It's I believe it was a 2007 or 8 game. I could be wrong on that. You can fact check me if you want.
And Red Dead Redemption, the original was a 2010 release.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's going to be even graphics wise.
Even worse than that. They're not bad, but if you play Fallout 4 and then try to go play Fallout 3, it's like, kind of cringy because they kind of mastered the gameplay in 4. The story did not match at all, though. I know that's completely off topic from what we're talking about.
It didn't like correlate with the next. And then...
3 was a very emotional story. You're looking for your dad, and the world has ended in Fallout, and your dad is a scientist.
These are all separate stories.
Pretty much, yeah. All the Fallouts are all, you're a new character.
It's okay, I see.
Which was fine with me, but it just didn't, the emotional attachment didn't match. Like Fallout 3, your father's a scientist and he's going, and he leaves you and he goes and tries to find he escapes the vault that you're in, and he's trying to create purified water, but by the mass, to where the world can have purified water again. He's trying to change something really big. And I thought that was cool right off the bat. Simple story, but it was effective. And then when you play it, you start to, I think your father dies at one point in the game. You get like 3/4 through the way, and you finally find him, and you're helping him build the machines to purify the water. You get you're like, cool, this is a really cool story plot. And then all of a sudden the government comes in, kills him, like they always fucking do. And they tried to take over the thing, and you watch your dad die through the glass, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that kind of motivates you to get through the rest of the game, if you have time to get into games like that. I don't anymore, but when I did play that originally, that's all I had was time.
Right.
But it's a lot like 4 was good as far as gameplay. Like, you can build houses and stuff, but the story wasn't there. They take your baby, and I thought it was going in that direction. You're a father.
Oh, I hate it when the babies get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. They come in. The bombs are about to fall. You start in your house, and the bombs are about to fall. And so you get you're ex-military, I think, or you're ex-something involved with the government. So your family gets to go to the vault. So they announce it when the sirens go off, and you go up the road and you go into the vault. You see the vault tech guy that you interact with before trying to sell you I think vault space or something. You see him and he can't get in. And you're walking by him like, okay, you're cleared, but then this guy's over here like, please no, and you see people crying and stuff because they can't get in. It's I thought it was going in the direction of emotional because you're cryogenically frozen. When you get into the vault, they just freeze your ass. They freeze you.
So I guess in order to like fight consumption, if you're frozen, you're not eating up.
They were tricked. It was pretty much, yeah. And so
fuck that.
I don't want to get into the full story because that's not what this was supposed to be about. But it eventually they come in and they defrost your wife, and you can see across the way, and they take the baby out of the wife's hands after it's defrosted. The baby's crying, and then they shoot the mom. And you're sitting there watching it, and I thought this game was going to go in that direction. I was like, they've already started. It's already the beginning. They've already beat it. The gameplay was phenomenal. The building, they put a little bit of Minecraft in there, but you have to gather supplies. The Minecraft was onto shit. That's the thing about video games is people can laugh at Minecraft all the time.
But because of Minecraft, a good idea. We have so many games now. Just using that same basic building mechanic.
That's what people want, is to build their own game. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to do code, but no, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
Your average person can't do code. I can't do code.
It's something that it takes a long time to acquire, probably, the knowledge for all that. But just long story short, they didn't follow through.
And then
with
it's just
4.
basic.
It went down. It was boring.
And
the missions were redundant. It was the same thing over and over again. Go here, clear this place out. It's a redundancy and no new things to do. Great game. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love it to death, but the story wasn't there. Fallout 3's story was way better, and I got emotionally attached. Red Dead Redemption, same thing. I got attached to the story because you get attached to the character. And this one's amazing. This one's probably just as good, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say Red Dead's better, but
it's got that. It does. That Red Dead Redemption
nostalgia.
2. the only game that I actually when Arthur spoiler alert, when Arthur Morgan died, I did have to wipe one tear, just one tear from my eye. Like it didn't break me, but I was shaking at my foundation, bro. Like,
that's funny because I watched it on YouTube. I was impatient and I wanted to know how to end. I was like, I'm gonna play this anyway because it's that good, but I'm curious because other people are beating it. I'm gonna find out. I went and looked it up, and I even got little. I was like, "Damn, dude!" I was getting attached to him.
You didn't have that same emotional attachment. You know what I mean?
Because you played the whole game.
I was playing the game with Arthur's clothes he was wearing. I picked those out. Right, everything that guy owned, I bought him. You know what I'm saying? And when the horse dies, your horse dies, gets shot, and like that's the horse you fucking worked on. That's your best fucking friend. And then he gets off. Like the horse is going to the ground. Arthur gets off. Charles is like, let's go. He's like, no, hold on. And he gets down and gets close to his horse and pets it slightly just above its wound and says, thank you. Thank you. And then runs off.
It's realistic because a horse meant a lot to those people back then. That was everything. That was like
that was part of how his life rolled from day to day. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. They mastered it. I like that they didn't get... one thing I noticed that I was upset about was even Red Dead put more Native American stuff in it than Red Dead Redemption has so far.
True.
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2, yeah, there was, because the whole Wapiti and whatnot. I think that was in consequence of what era they really wanted the player to hold on to. Because it was just about, it was the end of the Western era.
Because right after this,
about
the Industrial Revolution happens, and you've got the what do they call it, the Roaring 20s or the swinging 40. You got this phenomenon.
Oh yeah, and everything was about to change, and everyone's caught in it.
Right.
Even Arthur understands that these trails and dirt roads that he's using, all the time, traveling on. Everything about his world is going to be different, even down to the roads.
Right.
Everything is going to boom and change, and that's what puts the game inside your heart. It's that struggle, and there's a lot of people out there that are like Dutch, and they're holding on to that feeling, you know. But they
want to keep it the way it is. They're afraid of change. That's one thing I noticed about Dutch right off the bat. I was like, okay, this guy's like trying to manipulate, not necessarily manipulate him because I think they feel the same,
right,
in a certain aspect, and that's why they stick with him. That's why Arthur sticks with him.
But then the farther and farther it goes, of course, the more it unravels because they all start to slowly realize there's nothing anyone can do.
Right,
not even Dutch.
It's over.
It doesn't matter how many bullets we shoot. Everything's going to change. Everything is changing.
I kind of wanted to go play Red Dead again because of story. Because, you would have to get over a lot because that game's a long fucking time ago.
Oh, yeah.
A lot has changed in the Red Dead world.
Much more badass horses in the original Red Dead than here. I guess here it's more realistic in Red Dead 2, but...
Every horse is just as fast. Like, they all have the same speed.
I want that fiery horse.
I like the customization.
Yeah.
I think Rockstar's doing good with the whole try to customize as much as possible. I thought it was so cool when Grand Theft Auto 5 Online added housing you can buy in properties. And now they've got business, as you said. And I think that's a good route to go because you're earning so much money. What are you going to do with it? You know what I mean? If you're, you have to spend the money. Red Dead is losing me there because there's nowhere to spend my money other than necessity.
I have to think of when GTA Online first came out, and dude, there were no businesses, there were no heists, there were no anything like that. A basic set of weapons.
Right.
Maybe about 13 different weapons, and now it's fucking insane. Yeah. Just not a month ago, they released pretty much space age weapons. You have something that looks like the minigun, but it's space age and shoots just like the minigun, but unlike the minigun, it's a laser, and that laser, unlike a bullet, can travel as far as it wants to. So you can be on a mountain, see a dude on the next adjacent mountain as a tiny little ant, fire that at him, he's coming. So just the scope of everything, And right now, Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is catching a lot of flack because there's no content compared to GTA.
There's nothing to spend your money on.
Nothing there.
Right. I think honestly, and it's still in beta too. So I mean, I'm not trying to be one of those guys that's just bitching about it right when it comes out. I'm very appreciative. I brought that up the other night when we were playing. Mm-hmm. How it's hard to get mad at the glitches because they're trying to pull so much off. It's amazing that they're able to do it so smoothly. The glitches are expected. You know what I mean? We've played video games a long fucking time. Glitches happen. You know what I mean? It's part of it. No game is seamless. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It seems like it, but it's not.
Right. Like it's gonna be awesome. Like because even like we're gonna get rewarded again for being.
I want like train robbery missions and bank robbery. People that play in the beta.
Oh, there's going to be there. I mean, there's no way they could do it any other way because everyone is expecting that. And everyone kind of knows that we're going to be able to rob a train
eventually
online in this motherfucker. Like I guarantee it. Like it's going to happen. Bank robberies. There'll probably be heists that involve collecting boats and stuff. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
ferries maybe.
Probably busting somebody out of prison.
That would be a fun one.
Because they've got that whole island space over there. Right now, no one can get to it. Even if you steal a boat, right before you get to that, you're like 7 feet out from the Sisika prison, which is its own island. Your boat magically breaks down, magically starts sinking. Yep. If you can try to swim out there from the shortest point, but you get to that same point and you magically run out of stamina. You can't continue on. You drown.
That brings up a really good segue actually into like the aliens and paranormal stuff involved in the game. I thought if you look a lot of that stuff up, I thought that was pretty epic. Mm-hmm. The aliens, and that's expected because they did that in Grand Theft Auto 5, but. I actually watched a video where they talk about how Red Dead is trying to tell the origin story of the stuff in Grand Theft Auto 5 of aliens. Have you seen any aliens while you've played? I think it's only in story.
On Grand Theft Auto 5 or Red Dead?
Red Dead.
I've
seen them on Grand Theft Auto
5. I have seen the aliens in Red Dead Redemption 2. But only twice. There was one I found this weird cabin up north from Emerald Ranch, and you go there. You wait there till like 2 a.m. You just pull out your little pocket watch, keep track of time, and you go inside and look up. All the roof is rotted away. A green light shines down through, and
Is that the same cabin that has a pentagram under it glowing? Or is that a different one?
No, the cabin with the pentagram is up close, like in the Butcher's Creek area.
Yeah, okay. That's the place where the water's poisoned, so all the people are deformed.
There's also like a little witch's hut there.
Yeah.
And I have drank the witch's brew. It makes you pass out, but when you wake up about 75 feet away, but all your cores are mysteriously filled. So it's like
did you have your money? Because I know there's the 2 sections that I've seen. The guy who rapes you, or quote unquote rapes you.
He just has his way with your ass. He's like, okay, my pet. We're throwing in a ditch now. But
and then the incest couple at the farm.
They steal your
Abernathy farm.
Is it Abernathy? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Like, it took me, whenever I got to that part, it took me probably a whole hour I spent on that. Because I knew they were going to take the money. But I just wanted to see that. I just wanted to see how
interact
it was like.
With all of it, yeah.
And took my money because I drank the silly drink, the silly alcohol that was laced. And then...
God, that was weird even when you didn't know. Strange, you know what I mean? It was strange anyway because I was like, wow.
It's like, whoa.
They're giving off a weird vibe. First of all...
It's strange.
First of all, let me tell you something. If you ever trust a big old fucking like 400-pound bubba that don't wear shoes with like the overalls and shit, first of all, that's a serial killer out in the woods anyway.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's every goddamn movie I've ever seen.
Start
exactly.
Out. Come on in.
We got juice.
So you ain't got no socks, but let's see this juice.
It's I like the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And Red Dead. I like the aspect of little things you have to find, Easter eggs. Easter eggs is a cool concept.
Have you found the robot? Done the whole robot? That's how you get your electric lantern that you get to carry around for the rest of the game.
You would think Dude, I've been looking a lot of videos up. You would think I would have found that already.
Really?
Who was the guy you told me I was listening to the other day that you said is a dick because he got halfway through the video, or more than halfway through the video, and he said, "Oh yeah."
Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass by saying this, but and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but fuck you, Outlaw Gary. You can suck my dick.
Fuck Outlaw Gary.
Like, I cannot believe
he stole views, man.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
He did. Like, you know, I've not written any of this down, or I mean, I'm not gonna, like, you know, alert the fucking authorities, but
right.
You know, he totally did. Yeah, I told you about that the other night. Like, he was telling you just playing story mode. This was before the online was even released, for the beta. And I'm still playing story mode, and I want as much money as I can before I finish my next game. Because when you come back in the epilogue as John Marston and play as him and build your cabin, you inherit all of Arthur's shit.
That's one thing I forgot to bring up, is the same thing in Red Dead where you become Jack.
Yeah.
This one you become John, and it leads into Red Dead. I thought that was neat as fuck.
It's
I was expecting
so cool.
something like that.
So fucking cool. I love how they did that.
Right.
And so I'm trying to find as many gold bars as I can. Like, because that's what John doesn't inherit Arthur's money. All that money's just gone.
It's just gone.
But the gold bars that you keep in your satchel when he gives you his satchel, those gold bars remain. So I wanted as many gold bars as I could get. But I didn't know that in the end of the game, once you're playing as John Marston, and then you go and kill Micah on the snowy hilltop, and then Dutch just walks away, you get all the gang's money, which is over $20,000.
Oh my god!
Didn't know that. So I did all that gold hunting for not anyway. But no, watching this Outlaw Gary video, I clicked on it. It's like, 7 gold bars in Saint Denis. Like, fucking come check it out. And I'm watching this video, you know, just all relaxed and comfortable, and, you know, giving him my view. And it's 15 minutes in, and I've already watched him get on his horse, say some shit about that, and then go to Saint Denis. I'm watching this whole thing, and then he gets to Saint Denis, about to go down, get them gold bars, and he throws out there that well, you can only get these gold bars if you have the Ultimate Edition, which I did not. But it's like, why did you wait to say that at 15 minutes into the video when you know you already got my view? Like,
it's like saying, I'm gonna give you some pussy. Never.
Like, and then this next guy over here, now that I look this up, he has a video about the same thing that you're doing, and he tells you Ultimate Edition only. Right, before you even click on it. It's not even part of the fucking thumbnail. It's right there.
It should have been in the title, man. It should have been like, oh yeah, PS.
That's not right.
Or the description.
I don't like that. I know he does make good videos and whatnot, but he did video. He did trick me, and
listen.
Fucking.
I've been doing YouTube for probably a month or two now, maybe 3, maybe 2 or 3 months, going on 3 maybe, but not very long. But those fucking views are hard to get. You get views, and then I got 190 views on a video, right? Because I hashtagged UFC 229 about Conor McGregor and Khabib. Got 200 views, but like 7 likes, and then 1 dislike. But I think I know who that was. That was a fucking guy at work. Fuck Lance. But it's all, those views are hard to get, man. You have to work for those fucking views. You have to work harder for the likes.
I would rather have 7 views that I earned from having good content or whatever,
and genuine people watching,
having 32,000 that I tricked more than half of those people into. Like, fuck that.
Because then you lose followers and shit, and they don't want to watch the rest of your stuff.
Yeah,
they're like, you tricked me once. Shame on me.
That's fucking reverse advertising. Because then you got people like me out there that are like, Outlaw Gary? Oh, do not watch him, nay, stranger. Like, like
word of mouth.
And there, you got your word of mouth going around. And you got people like me just knocking it down. Just fuck you. Like, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Outlaw Gary will ever listen to this, but
that's where most of
my feelings. Hurt.
Fucking Outlaw Gary. Get a hold of us.
Yeah, give us a call.
My number's 555-0420. Whatever it is.
My number is lick my balls.
Okay, but back to the game. I had a point, and I believe the point was, I'm not dogging Rockstar to I'm only dogging them for a certain extent. I feel like they should have a little more out. They put out Gun Rush. Was it January 25th? Something like that. It wasn't too long ago at all that they put Gun Rush on. And it was an update. And I played Gun Rush. You know what I gotta say? Fuck you. I'm not playing Gun Rush. Gun Rush is retarded. I'll say that. No offense to anybody. I'm not trying to, be that guy.
It's just the same thing. It's just another Fortnite or,
You're literally running to the closest weapon while, there's 50 other people running to the closest weapon, and I always die. I never get a chance. I never get a fucking chance. Cap. Every fucking 2 seconds. Cap. I'm out. I'm fucking out. I'm laying down. And I hate when you're doing everybody for themselves, that they give you the option to lay there and do you want to die?
Yeah.
Or do you want to be revived? And I'm like, who the fuck is going to revive me? It's player versus player right now.
This is broken. The system is broken.
Fix that, Rockstar. Just fucking fix that. Anyway. Yeah, Gun Rush is okay, though. It's not, it's alright. And the missions are okay, but we've done every goddamn one of them. You can deliver mail bags, you can deliver money bags, you can deliver prisoners, you can relieve prisoners, you can kill them.
Escort wagons, steal wagons, carts, horses.
After a while of playing it, and it's still fun, don't get me wrong, but you gotta put something the fuck in there. I know. Give me something I can buy, I'm thankful that they gave me 25 gold bars, because in case you don't know, you only get nuggets. 100 nuggets makes 1 gold bar. And you get maybe 10 to 20 nuggets per mission, depending on what mission it was. Mm-hmm. And you've got to use all the time. If I did not, I wish they would kind of fix this. I don't know why this is the case.
I think it should be the fastest.
The payout. I feel like the payout should be the same no matter how long it takes. I don't think you should be doing, if you play longer, well, that's cool and all, but then we're sitting there. You get it done after 5 minutes, you've got 15 more goddamn minutes to go, and you're trying to figure out what you're doing.
That's the thing.
Walking around punching each other in the fucking face. Lassoing
I've
you off your
gotten
horse.
really good at watching YouTube on mute, so I don't disturb my friends while I'm sitting in the party, because we're all waiting for a fucking wagon mission, and we've basically completed it. But if you wait for the last 30 seconds to turn in said wagon or horse or mail, you get the maximum.
Substantially, you get more money, you get more experience, you get more nuggets. Basically, you're upped.
Right.
If you take your time on the mission, if you do what you want to do.
And then you rinse and repeat. But you find this time where you're just sitting there. You've got
for 10 minutes. You're not just sitting there for the 3. Unless you get into a fight with another gang.
Right.
That's why they give you so much time, because you might run into some snags. I totally get that, but it's not happening, man.
Yeah, but
it's
here lately with no content, there's not really been a lot of people
as
online.
As good of a fucking shot as you are, Jesus Christ, a headshot every time.
Ka-pow, pow!
Varmint rifle, pow, pow. I did not know every gun. And I should have, but you can 1 kill every gun.
Every single gun.
As long as it's a headshot or even a neck, maybe.
That's why I don't listen to people when they bitch about the varmint rifle.
That's why you specifically grab the varmint rifle.
Yeah. It's not overpowered. Any gun in the game can get a headshot in 1 shot. Yeah. Any gun.
As long as your aiming's accurate.
As long as you've got it.
And it locks on already, you just got
to
go up a little bit.
And if you miss with the varmint rifle, you do 60% less damage than with any other gun. It is the only thing that it has is it has the same thing that every other gun has. It can kill with 1 headshot, 1 shot to the head. But other than that, if you miss, you hit their arm, their leg, their chest, because they're running and jumping like fools. You're not making. They're laughing at you because they're barely losing any fucking life at all. And then when you finally kill them, then they bitch at you. Oh, the varmint rifle.
What did we say the other night? We're farming XP. Mm-hmm. I think I sent somebody a message like that. We're just farming XP. Yeah. You came over and you grabbed the controller and blew my mind. Okay. He grabs the controller. There's 5 people messing with me, and all they're trying to do is lasso me. They weren't shooting at me or anything. And they were just being weird with me. He grabs the controller and takes on 5 or 6 dudes by himself, mind you. Headshot every time. Killed him. And they didn't do shit about it. They just kept trying to lasso him.
So we just kept doing it. And
keep
I made Travis probably over 6,000 XP just killing these dudes.
I leveled up when he got here.
Yeah. Yeah.
28.
Those guys.
So watch out for Lao. I don't know the full name. What's the full name?
Lao Tzu. Lao2SU.
Okay, yeah.
Look me up on Xbox.
Look it up on Xbox. I'm Cotter Country 92. If you want to play, we can play. I don't get a lot of time to play, but anytime after 5 usually during the week. I can play. I usually hop on. I try to. When you've got kids, man, it's hard. You don't get a lot of time.
True that.
But if you can get them involved in the game, you kind of, as long as they don't want to play it. My kid always wants to play it, and I feel so bad because the first time I let him play it, I was like, yeah, go ahead, it's a free roam, He shot a dude right in the head and ruined my notoriety.
Dishonor.
Yeah, instant. and he was like, why is everybody trying to kill me? He genuinely got upset. He's like, they're shooting at me, Daddy. I was like, you just killed that guy.
You shot that guy.
He was innocent. He didn't do anything. And he's about to be 4.
He doesn't really doesn't understand the concept of...
Right. It was funny, though. It was funny because he was so confused. But... yeah, I don't let him play it after that. I'll let him ride the horse, maybe, if he's lucky.
If he's lucky.
He's into Minecraft right now, so I got lucky with that. We got him an Xbox. He already broke it. Don't get your 3 or 4-year-old an Xbox. He will break it. He or she even. They'll break the fuck out of it. And you can blame my parenting. It's not my fucking parenting. I kept an eye on it.
How did it break?
The diss track when it was out.
I was like, yeah, something like that diss track, dude. That's probably the first to go.
They messed it up, and it does. It still works, but... And honestly, for an Xbox 360 right now, you can pay. I think we paid like less than $100 for just the system, 2 controllers. But then with the games, we ended up paying like $120.
Shit.
But you gotta think, man, for a couple of games, I think it was 2 games.
Well, the system's almost
2 controllers.
Now.
That's true. That's true. But they have a lot of games for it, and you can still play same system, multiple player on it.
Right.
First of all, that's a good fucking topic. I'm upset. I want to talk about that. I'm upset about the lack of same couch multiple player.
What do you mean? Oh, the
online has taken over.
Online has.
You can no longer play 2. There's some out there, but not. They don't give you the option anymore.
It's true.
It's kind of sad because you think back about. Nintendo 64 and 007
was all about having those other people with you. That's what enhanced
the more the better, yeah. And it was just, you didn't care that the screen was split. You didn't give a shit. You just
That's
played.
Just how it was.
Mm-hmm. It was so fun, and it was ahead of its time. And they just took that away from us. Like, oh, you guys aren't doing that anymore. Yeah, we are, though.
Well, I mean...
Me and my wife want to play all the time, but we can't.
They're making money suggesting a easier way. Not a less expensive way, but an easier way to connect
Mind
with your
you,
friends.
not less expensive.
Not less expensive at all. No, you gotta buy one, and you gotta buy one.
They're fucking Oprah. They're the opposite of Oprah. They're giving it out, but they're like, you're gonna pay.
You're gonna buy it.
You're gonna buy it. That's funny.
And now it's and I remember one of the last times I really realized that it was just really kind of just going in that direction was back in the day, probably just like middle school, which seems like so fucking far ago in the past. But the Game Boys, you could sync up your Game Boys with your buddies. You could link them to it, yeah. And you just touch the sensors together, kind of like touching the tip, and then it'd be like, you're connected, and then you're both smashing on Mario, and like it was. And I realized that's like, oh wow, like I can't just like go to my buddy's house and play something out. I gotta get a Game Boy.
Right.
I gotta get a Game Boy. I gotta touch tips, motherfucker. I gotta do it. Like I gotta be a part of this. Like my Pokemon.
I gotta touch the tips with this dude.
My Pokemon gonna kill your Pokemon, motherfucker. Like
that's one thing that was cool about Pokemon Go. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah, until people bitch about started walking off bridges. And,
yeah, that's true.
Setting it up like a trap.
But people are stupid.
People are weird.
And you give them an inch, they take a goddamn mile. You can't give them too much leniency. You got to keep them on the leash. People are dumb. Except you guys. Anybody listening to this podcast is smart as hell and cool as fuck. Geniuses.
You can take that to the bank.
Take it to the bank and cash it twice. That's what I say. You know what I mean? Cash it twice. Recash it. Anyway. I don't know. Red Dead 2. I would recommend Red Dead 2 to anybody who doesn't play video games on a regular because I think you would really enjoy it. It's just like watching a movie. A very long movie it's an interactive movie though.
Yeah, that you're definitely in control of. I absolutely
I get immersed in those worlds, man. Those open worlds are amazing sometimes. Even the new Final Fantasy, the last Final Fantasy that came out, I watched the trailer for it and I was like, holy shit, I hate Final Fantasy. But the graphics and the gameplay looked so different from what they've ever done that it was, Kylie played it for a while. Mm-hmm. But, I never played it because I can't get in.
For me, it was geared to be they wanted people not only to fall in love with the characters but to be attracted to the characters and their stories. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's the hunk and the
you appreciate the character development as you go, because Arthur. You can see Arthur's tipping point with Dutch too, because he's throughout the whole thing he's trusting Dutch. He's there for Dutch. You can tell he genuinely cares about Dutch, but then all of a sudden, he's slowly questioning him, and like, what are we doing this for?
And it's just everything learning. In his world is like coming in. He's figured out. Spoiler alert. He figures out he's already been kind of questioning Dutch already, and in his ways he's not really seeing the game go anywhere like it used to. And then he finds out he's gotten fucking tuberculosis.
Now he gets tuberculosis. Spoiler alert. He gets tuberculosis it's a mission you have to do, and it is what are you collecting money from people? You're collecting debt money. And one of the people you go to has tuberculosis, and you punch him in the face. I punched him in the face.
Because he owes you money, but he can't really work because he has tuberculosis.
He's sick. Yes, it's kind of sad. The wife comes out and the son comes out. It's a very, I can appreciate the thought and process that was put to it. People don't give these people enough credit. They just bitch. I always said that about movies. Like, we went to go see Venom, and I've got a bias because I'm a Tom Hardy fan, right? Tom Hardy's the shit to me. He's the best actor of our generation, to me. That's an opinion. And I went to go see Venom, and I thought it was epic. I loved it. But I also have a bias of Tom Hardy. Other people said the movie was horrible, and I said, how are you going to watch that movie and say it's horrible, dude? Nothing pleases you people anymore. Yeah. All the critics hate everything. They're like, this was garbage, Can you not appreciate anything? When Ghostbusters came out, everybody dogged on that movie, and I was like, dude, what do you want from them? This was all right. I'm not saying, it was the greatest movie, and it wasn't even that good, but it's watchable. It's not that bad.
It's not like it's
still Ghostbusters.
Worst movie in the world.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I liked the spin that they were all women this time, and then, the cameo appearances. Turns out that, Winston is the father of one of these, in this sort of universe and whatnot. But he's still there. I like the fact that,
The cameos were cool, too. I thought they were well done. Bill Murray's was okay. I wanted Bill Murray's to be a little more.
Yeah.
But Dan Aykroyd's was spot on when he drives by it. He says, I ain't scared of no ghosts. And he drives off. Something about Dan Aykroyd I love. I'd love to see more of him.
Aykroyd.
And Bill Murray, for that fact. They have a documentary on Netflix, if you want to check it out, about Bill Murray. And it's called Being Spotted with Bill Murray, or I don't know the name of it. But
it's there, people.
It's there, and it looked good. I haven't watched it yet, but it's basically about how Bill Murray just pops up in people's lives from time to time, and he's a really lovable guy. I'm a huge Bill Murray fan. I fucking love Bill Murray. I watched a movie that I recommend to anybody, even if you don't like Bill Murray. Okay, you've got to watch Larger Than Life, where his
love
father,
that movie, dude.
Yes,
oh my god,
where his father was a clown, and he inherits. He thinks he's going for a bunch of money. He's like, oh, my dad, just died. His mom said, he had died a long time ago, so he didn't know this. He goes to collect the money. It's not money. It's a trunk full of clown shit from the circus. And a big-ass elephant.
Dude.
That movie was so funny.
I loved it.
And Matthew McConaughey as Tip Top with Tip Top's Trucking.
There you go.
Was one of the best characters I've ever seen anybody do. It was so funny. It was underlined that he was on meth.
Yeah.
It was underlined because he's like, Tip, when's the last time you slept? He's like, I slept last week.
That movie came out at that movie came out when? Like somewhere in the 90s? Like, and of course everyone in the 90s knew that truckers did meth. It
was a big deal. Chicken feed is what they called it.
Yeah.
But that movie's wonderful. And just speaking of Bill Murray, I thought that was one of his most underrated films. Nobody ever talks about it. They always talk about Scrooge or
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack was good. I love Caddyshack.
I
like Caddyshack more than Scrooged.
I do too.
But I can see why people like Scrooge. They make a big deal about Scrooge. And I was like, it's a fucking retelling. I like the original stuff. The Groundhog Day's okay, but it's a retell. We've heard that story before, Caddyshack, you've never really heard that story. It was just a random, almost like Cheech and Chong. It's just kind of the random, let's just film something and go with it, There's no true plot. It's just watching people get through their shit.
It happens how it happens, and that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it watchable.
Chevy Chase. I like Chevy Chase. I don't like Chevy Chase as much as I like Bill Murray. Yeah. We watched a movie about the guy who started National Lampoon.
I watched that too.
Did you watch that? Yeah. That was with Will...
No.
Not Will Sasso.
I don't remember.
Forte.
I can see his Forte.
Will Forte.
Will Forte.
Is it Forte or Ford?
Forte.
Will Forte.
It's Forte.
Him as MacGruber was amazing, but
he was the perfect man for
he's
that.
funny. He's a funny fucking guy.
Love
Underrated.
that movie.
Wow. Underrated.
Sad at the end, at least. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did leap and kill himself, which is sad. But,
yeah.
At least he was fucked up on a lot of coke.
I love the story about Caddyshack when they were filming it. They did a lot of coke. I thought that was a cool, that's funny as hell. Yeah. They're running around in go-karts.
That's what they were all doing back then. That's what if you were a celebrity in that circuit and whatnot, that's what you did.
Yeah.
That's why what's his name? Beverly Hills Ninja.
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, dude.
This is... Speaking of Chris Farley, people might make fun of me. I just found out that Chris Farley was supposed to play Shrek.
Yeah.
Everybody says that when I say that.
He had a lot of it recorded.
They're like, yeah, I saw the animation with his voiceover with Eddie Murphy, and I was like, what the fuck?
The only person that they found that could do it as similar was Mike Myers. Michael Myers.
I like that he kept the look of Shrek too, because I heard they wanted to change it, and he said no, keep it, because that's what Shrek is. He knew. Michael Myers is underrated too. I feel so bad for that guy.
One of the most underrated actors
very underrated,
ever.
Yes.
I dream of the day I get to shake that man's hand.
I think they're making an Austin Powers 4.
Amazing guy. Really?
I think he announced that they're working on an Austin Powers 4.
We need to sit and figure that out.
But see, Vern Troyer died. That's the only sad thing about that. Is Vern Troyer's gone. They won't be a mini-me.
Not going to have mini-me.
I'm sure they'll... I don't know if that would be disrespectful if they replaced him with another small person. Or if it would be like, this is the... You never know with things like that.
I think Vern Troyer, he... I watched a lot of interviews with him. He absolutely loved the movie, doing the movies and whatnot. He was probably one of the biggest fans of that movie, of that whole franchise that ever was. I think he would be offended if they didn't extrapolate on his character.
You're right. Yeah, they would. The show goes on. Show must go on. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I feel like they kept doing Shrek, is because things like that happen all the time in Hollywood. Brandon Lee with The Crow. I didn't learn until I got older that he was shot in that movie, and they had to re-edit it to where it was like the way they finished the movie was just quick shots. And
he died making the movie. Yeah. It was.
And that movie's still amazing.
And it was a prop gun with a fake bullet, but the bullet was it was cracked just enough that it wasn't. He didn't get shot with the bullet because it was a blank. There was no bullet. But when he pulled the trigger, when the actor pulled the trigger, since that casing was cracked, it broke off and went through the barrel. He got shot with the casing of a bullet and bled out. He bled out.
And then his father, to Bruce. That's always sad to watch that stuff. Bruce was awesome. Yeah. You watch old videos of Bruce, be water, be water forms to the cup, it's just so fucking ahead of its time. And it's not like he's on drugs to figure that out. He opened his mind through himself. He didn't have to do drugs to do it. I'm not saying he didn't. He might have. I don't know. I'm saying I feel like he was one of those people that did it without drugs. He was able to open his mind like you would on acid, but without acid. That's why he was so cool.
Dude was amazing.
He was thinking like he was on drugs, but he wasn't on drugs. He was in his right mind. And he was saying shit that made sense. Just flow like water, man. Let it happen. Just like this goddamn incident, this podcast almost didn't fucking happen due to vehicle issues of mine. And Lau and I live in different cities, so I have to go pick him up. Yeah, that was a fucking nightmare.
That sounds way too far away. We live in two different towns
that are like 15 minutes
adjacent to each other.
Yeah, it's like 15, 20 minutes. It's literally the next town over. Yeah. But it's a little bit of it's like 20-minute drive maybe.
It's a little to
15.
do, yeah. Definitely.
But
we made it happen.
Yeah. The fucking planets aligned and it finally happened. And this is going to happen every Friday. I'd like to do this every Friday night, and then it'll be released on Saturdays, and we'll have a new topic each week. We'll just talk about whatever we want. If you guys want to do like call-ins, or you have suggestions on what you would like to hear us talk about, go ahead and comment, man. Yeah. Give us the comments, let us know, and just like and subscribe. That's all we ask, and we'll talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about.
We'll make it happen.
Absolutely. We're about 50 minutes in. Do you feel like you want to keep going, or you want to stop?
Good.
We're good?
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think we reached the end, folks. We reached about an hour, and that was actually really easy and really fun. I enjoyed doing this, and I can't wait to do it every Friday. This is going to be a fun thing, and I'm going to upgrade the equipment if the audio sounds a little off. We have one mic, so we're trying to work with that.
Two guys, one mic.
Two guys, one mic is what it should be called.
And we both touch it at the same time.
We are not related to Two Girls, One Cup. Do not Google that.
We don't know those bitches.
I went to high school with one of them, I think, but it's not a big deal. I think she was a teacher. Okay, that was Two Guys, One Podcast. We love you guys. We will see you next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for listening.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of yourselves. We love you. Bye.